Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to Severance, Season 2, Episode 2. Woo, it has been a ride. A lot of you folks in the comments were not kidding. Let's get to it.
Hey, we saw what the innies were doing. Do we get to see what the outies were doing? I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to find out.
Yeah, for as incredible as the finale was to season 1, they came in every bit as hot for the intro to season 2. Can't wait to see what happens.
I'm at the point now where just feed me more. Feed me more. Give me more. Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
Let's go.
No. Listen, we're not happy. We're miserable.
Oh,
They torture us down there.
see the outies.
We're prisoners.
Oh,
We're picking up, answer.
good call, answer.
That's what I wanted.
What's my name?
Persephone.
Can you spell that?
Never.
Babe.
Okay.
Need help with his diaper.
Oh, it didn't stick.
Fetid Muppet.
Oh,
Father,
You ruined it.
we'll have someone from the floor liaise with the outies.
Need to find out who they talk to. Promptly.
now what was the excuse they gave him for bumping his head?
It's a good question.
Look at Milkshake always watching.
I need you to go see all of them. Find out every word they said and who they said it to.
And shall I fire them?
Let Kier guide your hand.
Of course.
Here.
Let cure guide your hand.
Well, that's interesting, Helly.
That's not our Helly.
I like the shot. Really
Yeah,
cool.
this is super cool. Well.
You saved us from disaster. Will Mr. Egan be joining? Just me. I personally owe you a debt of gratitude. It cost me dearly. It did. And still you proved your loyalty tonight, which is why we'd like to ask you back.
Of course.
An apology is warranted. I apologize. My father apologizes. The board apologizes. We've treated you poorly. I'm sorry.
Not buying this one bit.
She's not either.
Welcome your contrition. I'm so glad.
You just tore up your house with all the cure stuff.
There's much damage to control. I recommend we start by scouring the feed, and I need to interview Dylan G. to see how he gained access to
We
that.
have something else in mind. We'd like to offer you a promotion.
Promote her to get her out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Severance Advisory Council.
Oh, the SAC.
I never heard of such a thing.
It's a brand new initiative. You'd be spearheading its formation. Your expertise is greatly valued.
You'll be doing nothing.
And liking it.
Which is why I should be running the severed floor.
Mr. Milchick has been promoted to floor manager.
Oh, milkshake.
Ooh, that didn't sit well with her.
No, well, remember, she has an investment in Mark of
You
some
don't
sort.
value me.
Ooh,
You fear me.
look at that call out.
We fear no one.
Oh,
So you got there, Quinn.
it's like a triumph.
I'll put some thought to it.
Thank you for coming in, Harmony. Mr. Drummond will see you out.
I don't know about you guys,
I
but
don't need an escort.
to me, both those actresses did so much with their eyes.
Mm-hmm. Just that little eyebrow raise that
see.
Patricia had.
How is she?
Yep, Helly gave the
Did the little
Earlier this evening, at an event where I was excited to share my status as a severed individual with a group of friends and allies, I made the poor decision to consume alcohol while on a non-lumen medication for an arm rash.
Okay, a non-lumen medication.
When lumen falters, it's our cherished workers and their families who suffer first. So for the fear and insecurity this has caused, I must sincerely atone.
You were involved in a physical altercation with another employee this evening.
Yep.
I'm committed to this company with every part of me, but I'm also human.
Are you
Just
though?
like my innie, and just like you.
This is absolutely wild.
Huh.
That's just
Whoa.
the beginning.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to the intro until now.
Oh, well, and especially since they said they fired everybody, but we saw them in the first episode.
Is this has to be new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his head being a balloon.
Well,
This intro's wild.
outie helping the innie or the innie helping the
Look
outie?
at that.
Oh,
And yeah, watching over him. Look at
Oh.
that. The
It looked
love
like
triangle.
It was
That
like
was
a flash between his wife
AC
and Helly.
and Helly.
What?
That was cool.
Oh, that was more drama than I planned.
I guess so.
I'll let you know if we do another reading.
Thank you.
yeah, please do.
Don't punish the baby. This wasn't its fault.
Of course. Good night, Rebecca.
Baby.
I'm not the only one who heard you say it. It's like I made this up.
Right.
We can reschedule the reading to next month. It's fine. I just have to decide if I'm going to restart with chapter
so
1 or
what?
not.
So you said she's alive.
If I may.
Oh,
I'm trying to help you.
and you were holding the picture.
Guys, obviously I was referencing the baby. Okay?
Yes. No, yeah, I agree. I think Rickon is right.
I agree.
No.
Babe, will you take her for a second?
Yep.
What, didn't he have the photo in his hand?
He did.
Okay, and Eleanor was in the study because...
Because Mrs. Selvig left her in there, or Cobell, whatever.
Right.
Perhaps Co-Belvig would be a helpful nomenclature.
And assuming that she's alive really was about the baby.
Well, you don't think it was?
I do think it was.
Then why are you saying it like that?
Because
It's been a weird night, Mark.
Oh my
She's
God.
right.
Why are you getting aggressive
Oh my
with me right
God.
now?
Okay, guys.
Whatever.
Okay. Let's deal with what we know to be true, all right? Mark's Worky went to great lengths to awaken himself, to alert us to abuses. He was inspired by my book. He found great meaning in it, profundity.
Is Mark Scout here by chance?
Yes, he is. Come in.
It's like inviting the vampire in.
Mr. Scout. I imagine you have a few questions.
Oh, you could say that.
May I sit with you?
Rickon.
You must be Devin.
Well, she doesn't like it, especially
Yeah.
because of
There you
Selvig.
go.
Selvig Cabal. Harmony doing what she did.
Yep, cover that up.
Smart.
Okay, maybe she's just playing it off.
She knows.
It seems the tech was commandeered by one of your office mates, allowing him to wake the rest of you for a period of 39 minutes. Any Mark was here, in this house.
I think that was the episode runtime.
We're more concerned about how you're doing, Mr. Scout. I can only imagine how violated you feel by his actions.
Yeah, speaking of violations, just wondering how common it is for your managers to commit lactation fraud against their employees' families.
Ha!
There is that.
Pretty common?
Miss Cobell.
Yeah.
What we learned tonight is that she is quite severely unwell.
Yeah, she lives next door to me. I, know her.
And her behavior at Lumen seems to be the source of your innie's distress.
Okay.
Is there anything you can tell me?
I mean,
Well, she is not having it.
no. I mean, we're very tired.
Yes, we are.
I think we've just said all there is to say.
I would just say, yeah, the main thing is Harmony tried to, we almost thought she stole the kid.
In the meantime, I hope to see you Monday.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
What your innie did tonight was completely unauthorized. It was also very brave. I'd hate to reward his courage with non-existence.
That's something Oak would say.
Reward his courage with non-existence.
Wow. Oh, that was a nice.
You would never know he was non-existent because you just take the chip out and you live your life as you.
Yeah, you don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Crossfades are epic.
I'm pretty sure with Irving, just everything is starting to bleed.
Low speed crossfade or dissolve, as some video editing people
Some would
like.
call it dissolve, crossfade.
These guys. You just relax over there. This is editor talk.
What are you? I want to know more about this Helena. I think we're about to get our answer to.
I think
it's not even Helly anymore. It's
Miss Egan to you.
Oh, we have 5.
I think this is going to answer our question of like which one is even the innie now, because it looks like she's going to review all the tape.
Mm-hmm.
She's checking the tape.
Checking the tape, kid.
There is no more innie Helly.
No.
She's been not.
Oh shit!
Talk about kind of awkward, right? Or not even.
There you go. Go right to the door and knock. That's
There
how
we
you
go.
approach it.
That's how it's done, guys.
You don't make a phone call. You go right to the door.
Anonymous phone call.
He's the one who knocks.
That's right.
You think we're about to meet our spouses?
Maybe.
Maybe it's each other. That'd be a hoot.
Yeah, like
She's made argument over car wash coupon.
Honey, you're cutting them wrong.
Oh.
I'm surprised. I thought there'd be like a notebook and stuff that she'd be writing.
Still using that old TV though.
I'll just wait.
In case we don't come back.
Even she's kind of like, whoa.
That's when she decided that she could never have the innie go back because it could create further problems.
It's got to be.
Can't have that for the family business.
Because remember, there was the news report that Natalie was fighting because an innie got pregnant, and so like the outies like, how could that happen at work?
In case we don't come back. In case we do.
In case we do. Hence your dilemma.
Milkshake's back.
She's going to go remove the chip herself and not tell anybody.
Milkshake.
Well, she wouldn't need to. She's the one running it. Quarterback in this whole operation.
Yeah, she just
I love that. Let's see money. I don't know, man.
Oh, that was...
Good old trains.
Oh,
The old man got all the money. And a young man ain't nothing in this world these days.
Great doors.
Well, he's gonna try and get another job, huh?
You are so awesome. Smile.
Just like Mason Quinn getting ready for a job there.
That's right. Is he interviewing himself?
No.
Guy looks
May
just...
I ask about benefits?
Is it Stanley?
There's a coffee maker. I meant healthcare benefits.
Oh, sure. Yes, of course. For you, your family.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah. You know, I think this is going to be a really great fit for me, Mr. Saliba. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always felt like doors.
How old?
Sorry?
How old were you when you knew you loved doors?
That guy.
It's like
5.
It's like they're brothers.
Yeah.
If you could be any kind of door, what would it be?
Double
pocket.
Interesting. Yes. Tell me more.
Well, you're, you know, doing your door thing, and then when you're not needed, you can just
tuck yourself away. Mm-hmm. Did I finish your eggshell?
Semi-gloss.
Oh,
game changer. That's hot.
You remind me of me, Dylan.
Oh, you think?
You like kickball?
Love kickball.
As a skill, or like, do I follow it professionally?
We play on Fridays. There's a fun prize if you win.
Oh, prizes.
You mean a door prize?
Oh.
Get it?
He didn't like it, though.
Yeah, I don't think he enjoyed
Sorry.
A lot of short-term employment, and then Lumon.
that. Oh, boy.
You know, they make their doors in houses. Hubris.
It's in hubris.
I was a severed employee, so.
Oh boy, that might be
Severed.
might be considered tainted.
Well, remember, it could be their
What
personal
was it, George?
use.
Thanks for coming in.
No, I know what it is.
What do you think this is, a carpet factory? What? You want to circumcise your brain, that's your business. But it doesn't mean I have to hire you. And personally, I think it's abhorrent.
Yeah, see, he hated it.
So, well, because I also think that they're blackballed because then they can't work anywhere else, so they have to come back groveling for their jobs. Yeah. That's what I think part of it could be.
My thing is, if we could just get like a half step more confirmation, then it's not going to be something that continues to haunt us. You know what I mean?
Us.
Yes. She's my family too, Mark.
Yeah, but she was my wife.
I know, but you're not the only one her death affected.
Oh, really? It affected you?
Yes.
Did you have to tell her parents that she was dead?
Dude.
Oh.
You know what? Honestly, if Rickon died and his body burned, I'd be sad for you, but I wouldn't be affected.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
What a...
Yeah.
Well, his emotion's still running high, but yeah, that's kind of a... Yeah,
Mark.
that was harsh.
Mark.
But we need to remember any Mark and outer Mark are different people. The way they act is different, so...
I mean, I really don't blame her at the end of the day saying, like, hey, get us one more piece. And, of course, he was there.
Yep.
Son of a...
Yeah, you know, they got trackers on his car. Well, he's got a chip in his head.
Yeah, they probably know.
Never
where it is.
mind.
I mean,
scratch that from the record, Your Honor.
Like your oak stinks?
It's not like the house is made of lead.
What do we got going on here?
Oh, it's a pay phone. It's how people used to make phone calls a long time ago.
Yeah, that's not what I was referring to, though. But thank you.
Well, that's just Oak Stinks trying to cover up the tracks of his falsehoods before.
Falsehoods.
Falsehoods. It's not. I don't think that means what you think it means.
Oh, is this guy
My innie got
the other
message.
guy watching?
Huh. Matrix vibes here.
I see you.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Not who we thought it was.
Well, because he's probably like, why was he? If he doesn't know him, why is he pounding on my door?
yeah.
I like how they made that so mysterious. and
And because of what happened in the diner, I mean, I naturally
Who
thought
has lights like that in their hallway?
well, no judgments here, Dave.
it's a tire.
Could be a style.
It's a tires all over again.
No, I'm serious. There's no.
Oh my goodness.
He's got a fruit basket.
Fruit.
I'd like to ask you a few questions that may inform your decision. Is that all right?
Okay.
First, how happy are you with your current financial compensation? I ask because our endearment to you is such that a 20% bump is on the table.
Oh.
My second question is whether a full investigation into your innies claims and regular wellness checks from independent orbs would help you feel more excited to return.
Well, I don't know. Is that what they're doing?
It's the first step of many. My third question concerns your late wife, Gemma.
Keep her name out of your mouth.
The Mark I've come to know at Lumon is happy. He cares for people. And he's funny. He knows nothing of the pain I see in you right now. He's found love.
Love?
Oh, I can't believe he's going there.
The solace you have given him down there will make its way to you. It just takes time.
What do you mean about the love to?
I hope you'll give us that time, Mr. Scout.
Helly. You just say Helly.
No, but when he said give your love to him and it'll find its way
He
up.
meant his innie. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
I think he's just saying as a. Who knows? Never mind. Overall physical well-being.
I don't know if you guys feel this way too, but it's interesting with Milchek, it feels like no matter what he says, there's always a little bit of truth and somewhat feeling from him in it too, even though
that makes the best lie a little bit of truth.
I don't know. That's what I get from him.
Oh boy.
Are you sure that's the one that I like?
So who are you bringing into MDR?
I've got a floater from overseas and a pair who were laid off from 5X.
5X? Really?
I had 48 hours
Here we go.
to pull this together.
Here's our new crew. Wow.
We don't need chemistry. We need Mark S. back to work.
Go on ahead.
Why Mark S?
Long enough to complete Cold Harbor.
Oh,
There you go.
Cold Harbor.
Because Cold
they
Harbor.
mentioned it before.
It involves his wife.
Good morning, Mr. Scout.
Yeah, because they said he was back for a while before he met up with them.
Mr. Scout?
Good night, Judd.
9:15. He's leaving.
That was a long day.
Hello, is anyone there? Is the board on?
Oh, here we go.
Okay, well, if you're there, please listen. Now, I know that you want to do the right thing for severed people, which is why I need to see my team again.
Of course, I bear full responsibility.
The board's going to give him what he wants, including Helly. He won't finish without them.
Mr. Milchek.
Mr. George.
Wow.
Welcome
I'm glad
back.
they've.
Oh, where was the parade?
Glad we get episode 1 and 2 just.
Well, that explains the time thing at least, because I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if the whole months was just a
Yeah, if it was real or
work.
not.
Yeah.
This is unheard of.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wood.
3 days of work. I broke the lease in Grand Rapids. Touch me. Give me another reason to sue. You, Lumon!
Touch me and I'll sue.
Hey, Judd.
For what?
904. God, is he really doing 12-hour days?
Oh, make a lot of money that way.
They got a 20% bump in pay. Maybe they wanted him to work 20% longer hours.
So that just means at least 12 hours a day during the week.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Doesn't have to think.
have to think about Gemma, but the other 12.
905.
Yep, they're all staggered.
1 minute? Though?
Wait, you got a 20% raise? Of course, the innies wouldn't know.
Is this going to be the reveal? With Helly not having to get severed?
Yeah. No watch switching for her.
No, they're going to do a close-up of her face, and she's not going to have the thing. Now, her real self has got to be down there all day. Here it is.
Come on!
They knew what Oak was thinking. Well, they did what I was said.
Well, she lied, though.
They knew what I said, so they didn't.
Helly before that would not lie.
Oh!
But maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, he's going to come burning up that driveway.
Surprised he didn't just park right in front of the vehicle.
Hey!
Ah!
Hello, Mark.
Oh, boy.
Just back from work.
You were in my house. I ate your shitty cookies.
Oh, there it is.
You're so easy to sway.
What? So that's it? You're leaving? You kid.
There you go, Mark.
Why did you do this? What the is this all about?
Tell him.
Oh,
Tell him.
I don't think. Come on.
Saying shit. She's going to hit that gas.
Do you know something about Gemma?
Oh.
Oh, she better have a poker face.
Oh,
no face there.
No poker face. Holy.
Mark just got confirmation his wife's alive.
Yep.
I don't think we're getting any.
Oh, she was going for it.
Mark gonna follow her now? mean, she has info on Gemma.
Oh!
Yep. Damn it.
I thought there was going to be no resolution. I thought they're going to be at that standstill and then fade. Then fade to black, yeah. Oh,
what a
Sam
ride.
Donovan, good work on this.
What a
one,
ride.
directing it.
I like that they now
Wrote it. The editing.
selfishly, I wish this was the first one. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day because they gave us 2 great episodes back to back to give us a lot of answers, but still with like satisfying questions that I have to keep myself intrigued.
Yeah, I know the big thing that I wondered about after episode 1 was when were we going to get the outies perspective? And it was one of those things where I could just as easily see them not giving us any answers until the final episode of the season, where that's the big reveal as you see what the outies went through. But that being said, I like the way that this was done. We got caught up really quick. I like how Mark's sister pretty much had some doubt there as to if Gemma was alive. I mean, she pretty much believed it, I think. And the other thing,
she was almost there.
Yeah, and we
just needed one little thing.
Yeah, and we mentioned it, at the scene with Mark in the diner, like he's being a real dick to his sister. But what we have to remember is we've seen very little, actually, of outie Mark. We've only seen more of innie Mark, who doesn't have the same issues of going through the loss of his wife and everything else. He's just an office drone, so he doesn't know anything. So that's the Mark that we've come to know, and it's surprising to us when we see him act the way that he did towards his sister. But again, you're dealing with 2 different people. But I liked where they're going there. Obviously, Mark got the confirmation at the end. Interesting how they do. I think they purposely do things in this show to kind of throw you off as things are happening. And, for example, just because you brought it up, with Milchek riding the motorcycle in winter, like very few people would do that. If they did, they probably have a sidecar. I digress. So it's like that's going on to make you think, like, why the hell is Milchek riding a motorcycle in the winter? And so your brain's thinking about that for half a second while there's other stuff going on. So that's a thing that I find interesting about this show is I almost think the writers throw things in there to kind of sidetrack you. Writer. They tend to he'll throw things in there to make you question something that's going on. Meanwhile, other things are happening, and it might be something that means nothing. We haven't seen anything on the goats yet, and that was just kind of a WTF moment when they threw those in there. So, I mean, I like it. I like the the little distractions that they throw in there. We've got. I was surprised in the way that Milchek let everybody go. And because we saw episode 1, we know everybody's there. And then, so you want the reveal of how everybody came back. And what we saw is that the board is essentially giving Mark everything that he wants. So to me, that tells me that Mark is everything. None of the other people mean much of anything other than they're there to make Mark happy at this point. And with the code Cold Haven or what? Cold Harbor. That's their main thing of whatever Lumon is doing in this case with Mark. So that's all that matters to them. So yeah, wild ride here for episode 2. I love that we got the outies perspective, and this one is a lot of fun. And again, with a show like this, you almost have to do the groundwork of episode 1. I know I had not necessarily my complaints about episode 1, but there's a few moments where I was questioning, okay, how long would I hang with this? But, with a show like this, they have to lay the groundwork, and the way they did it, people can have their opinions on that. But once you get into episode 2, now you know the characters, you sort of know the players, you have a rough idea of what's going on. It definitely is a completely different experience for me anyway.
I could not be happier with these first 2 episodes of the season. I get it, like how you'd want it maybe flip flop, but I love the fact that we had all the
nailed
innies.
it, by the way. Still nailed it.
Yeah, and I just love the fact that we just had the innies the whole first episode, and now we got to see what all the outies had to do, what all transpired. Like even with just showing Dylan trying to get a new job at the door factory, and kind of biffing it, I guess, on the. Well, he didn't even biff it. He just mentioned that he was severed, and like I get your point of it that maybe they don't believe in it, and then my other point was
you remember the protesters?
Yeah, exactly. They were protesting it. I remember that's when Mark was on the date, and he got mad too at the pamphlet. So I get that aspect, but my other part was thinking that. Before I learned about this, wanting to keep Mark happy to get everyone there for him, and they're bringing everyone back. I also thought that they were going to blackball him, so that way the only job they could have was at Lumon, and that would be an interesting way to be able to keep all their same pieces of the puzzle there, even if they have to move them to maybe different spots. But the way that Milchek the way he talks to the innies and the outies and just like telling them about the other side of it, like, oh, I'm very good friends with your innie. He's so happy. He's
and
so funny. And like he's telling him that he's like he wanted to hit you with a speaker the last episode. Yeah. Like, yeah, you guys get along just fine and dandy. And I also thought when they had Helly doing the little video of saying, oh, she had too many drinks. I thought it was quite hilarious that she said some non-lumen medication
rash medication
for rash, and that's what caused it to mix with drinking. She not going to say she used lumen and sully the name even more than what she already did by her presence at the conference, so to speak. And yeah, I absolutely love this, and Devin is onto something, and I'm just wondering how deep Mr. Drummond is going to go. He was the one that was in the diner, and Diamond Dave kind of scrubbed and found it for me. But yeah, and I almost thought that it was him watching Irving. I didn't even know that it was going to be Bert, and which I thought was a pleasant surprise. So I'm wondering how now that's going to keep transpiring, because remember, Irving, where he got cut off, he was pounding on Bert's door. So where did they go after that? And that's getting good. That's really good. I'm so happy.
How did Irving even have that map with Bert's name there? Why would Irving's outie even know or care about Bert?
Because I think part of, because we've been seeing it with Irving with the like black ink thing.
Yep.
I think his outie is starting to, or his innie is starting to bleed out into his outie more so than his outie into his innie. That's why I think he had the map. That's why he's had those like weird dreams and stuff like that. That's just what I think might be happening. But yeah, another great episode. I love the start to this season, and I can't wait for more.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they painted a pretty clear picture that the innie is bleeding out into the outie, which is why the painting of that hallway, which I think is, of course, again, this isn't anything groundbreaking, but this whole experiment, whatever it is that they're doing, I think a big part of it is trying to find out whether this severance even works, right? Like, is it possible? Is it possible to truly, build this wall in somebody's subconscious? And I think, again, I put my oak stinks out on the line here. I think Gemma's involved. So the fact that they brought, which I didn't think about until they started talking about, well, you had to identify the body. So either look, they have obviously some pretty advanced technology with with what they do with the Severance, but it's interesting that they show us all the cars being old, and the thing that they're doing such a great job with, like the TV Helly was watching on, that's even way older than the cars, right? And the motorcycle, almost for the shadow there, looked like a newer bike, didn't it? And so they're doing a very interesting job of making it so ambiguous what the time frame is here. But so, and the reason I bring that up is because, like, if this is meant to be a little older, how would he have identified her body if she wasn't part of it? So now I think they need Mark for Cold Harbor. I think Gemma is involved. I think they're running tests. Is there any dates on any of this mail, Dave?
Well, remember,
This is episode 9 of season 1.
Mark answered the phone from Devin. And it was like
It was an iPhone.
brand new, like iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So they remember some of the folks told us that the
They try to
creator
blur
they
it.
blur it
Yeah,
with a
they
little
play
bit
with
of
the
old, but it is kind of today's.
Yeah, like these, like
It's a mix.
this setup here. You know, we're just scrolling through some other stuff, but this setup, you know, the big meeting for Helly's hairstyle is very. It's
They just
modern.
made
The
sure.
dress, the bathrooms are very modern. But in any regard, my early season 2 prediction is that Gemma was somehow involved in this, and if you're testing the levels of, you know, can you separate subconscious? You know, losing a spouse would be very, very high up.
She
on the
had a
list.
tear in her eye when she was
Very
leaving.
high up on the list. And Mark is, you know, very obviously Mark's outie is very convinced that Gemma has passed. But that's where I think they're going with this now. I think Gemma was involved somehow with this, whether it was a financial compensation or look, maybe, who knows, maybe she wanted to be just out, you know, maybe we want to be gone out of the marriage. Oh, well, we can sever you and go somewhere else. Who knows, right? But I think, we're just scrolling through
Season 1, episode
past
9.
stuff. Season 9, I think we're trying to go back and see stuff on the court stuff. But in any regard, yeah. So I love how they gave us the other side of this, everything going on with the outies, because we had talked about that. Are we going to get that? So they delivered that. They made it very interesting. The real tumultuous relationship with the Mark of his sister after this, because he doesn't believe there, you know, that it would have been about Gemma. And then, of course, they gave us the end. And I love that they did that. She couldn't have the poker face with it. Because had she just been like, just dead face, you know, deadpan face and drove off, he would have been like, well, I need more information. But the fact that she just gave it away so clear. Now, outie Mark is...
I like how she called him out too. How you're so easy to
You're
sway.
so easy to sway. Yeah. So called him out, you know, on a personal level.
Hey, it's 20% bump.
But yeah, right. Well, they may, hey.
Well, because she
20
asked him, she said he should leave before when he was his outie.
yeah.
Well, that was also though when she got let go though too. So she
The door thing, that was some good levity there. Him going back and forth. What kind of door would you be? Eggshell or satin? Semi-gloss. Ooh.
So prizes. Oh,
some good levity. But this was another amazing episode, and they just pull you even further in.
Yeah, folks, again, like I said, selfishly, I would have had this as the open for season 1, but it doesn't matter. They both really rock and roll together, which is fantastic. So I'm glad they did, hey, we're going to give you this, but we're also going to swing back immediately and just give you everything with a couple more questions. So again, bravo on these first 2 episodes so far. I'm really intrigued by Helly, because we had the theory that maybe it's just outie Helly, which I still kind of hold on to that because she lied. Helly, innie, was on a mission to break this all down, which is obviously the opposite of what her outie is, because her outie is, no, this is family business. We got to keep pushing this forward, and Cold Harbor is apparently a big deal on here. So she lied to the 3 of them, which Irving pretty much picked up on. So I'm really intrigued by her story there, because I feel like they're just teasing us now with the elevator. So maybe the chip was taken out, and that was one of her requirements, because she knew she couldn't trust her innie because of the relationship with Mark.
Yeah, remember she had that scene where she was feeling her neck.
Yep.
She was remembering what her outie, or rather her innie, tried to do to her.
Yep.
You know?
She had no idea at first.
Yep.
And she was pretty brutal to her innie with that message.
Well, so it's like, is that a risk she's going to take again? I think not.
Let's not forget, if you get 2 adults who are into each other in Lumon, who's to say?
That's what we learned in the first
So
season.
Pregnant Helly might not be such a good thing for the company.
Exactly. Outie Helly is taking no half measures in this run here that she's doing. So maybe there was a chip taken out, and they're going to give us something in episode, we'll say 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, on the back end of season 2 here, and we're like, There it is. Because again, she lied. She was a little awkward, especially after the kiss scene, which again is another telltale of like it has to be outie Helly at this point.
Well, that's why she was watching all the footage to see how she should
Exactly.
act, what she
and
should
she
know.
was slightly taken back to more wowed. Like,
in the
wow, this
elevator.
happened.
Even when she remember last episode, she got off the elevator and he went in for the big hug. She's like, ooh.
Yeah,
whoa,
remember
wait.
she was a little hesitant.
Yep. So, and the diner scene really stuck out to me here with Mark. I mean, it's true. His sister can maybe had, we didn't get to see it on screen, right? But maybe her and Gemma had just a fantastic relationship and she felt like a real sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like Mark took that probably too personally, because obviously he's still feeling the effects from that night or that day, whenever it happened.
Well, and clearly he hasn't dealt with it by
He has
his
not dealt with it.
reaction. So
He still hasn't dealt with
he's
it.
still lashing out.
And I don't know if he'll ever get over a situation like that. If you lost the level in the way that the setup was, but now at the ending here with Cobell just doing that again, doing the face of like, well, maybe I know a thing or two, and then just get the fuck out of my way, horn, and then just drive off. Another like, she knows something, So I'm really again a very fascinating episode, and I do want to shout out to Britt and Patricia, because in that scene where they were exchanging their dialogue, for me, a lot of the if you just look at their eyes and the way they're acting there, to me that hit a lot with just what they were doing, and especially Britt. Her character was able to keep that. We got to stay no emotion here. We just got to play the game, So I thought it was really, really well done, and of course, Patricia's her character was also trying to keep that same level of like, I'm not going to get upset on this, but I am going to call a few things out.
Yeah.
So again, phenomenal episode. I am really intrigued to see what is going to happen in episode 3. Now knowing the first 2 episodes and how they just meshed very well together to wrap up some stuff to push us forward. Now, can't wait. And what's Bert gonna do? I loved how they did that shot.
Very mysterious.
Yeah, well, and just real quick, just because we had the episode here playing as we're going over this, it's interesting. Mark has a red and a blue beta fish in a tank, which are separated because you can't have 2 beta fish in the same tank because they'll fight each other. So just again, another one of those things that the show
Good
does
call.
to kind of make you think about something while other stuff is going on.
Good call.
I
Because
would
that's
have
any
never.
Mark.
I
outie
would have
Mark.
just
I
like
would have
in the
never,
opening credits for
I
the
would have
red
never
Oh,
caught
yeah,
that.
because he's in the red pajamas and blue
Yeah.
pajamas.
Yep.
And I was gonna call back to you as well, Dave, where you said like maybe he hasn't dealt with it properly. Well, Milchek told him what he said for his interview to want to be severed.
Yeah.
And it basically
Well, and that's
was
the
that,
interesting
so.
thing too, right? Because you're one way to look at it. I don't want to remember work. I just want to enjoy my life. So if I'm clicked out for 8 hours, which feels like a second, cool. But now, with Mark, he said he wanted to do that because he didn't want to remember her or something along those lines.
Yeah, and
It's very interesting that it seemed like a 12-hour workday, but let's just say 8 hours. It's just like a snap of a finger. So you still have all those hours in the day to still think about it.
Well, the one thing I did forget to mention is the door scene gave us a little bit more insight as to how the general public might feel about, this is a controversial topic. The
top of
fact
the
that he
other
was
stuff
like,
that we
yeah,
got.
Sure.
because everything was going really good, such good chemistry. Then, oh no, sorry, you're done. Oh, another one. You'll get the next one. So job
They make
after
sure they
job.
sprinkle that in every once in a while, just like we saw the small protest, the band that said F Lumen, their song,
In the daughter.
It's smart. I like that they just sprinkle that in every once in a while, just to remind you. Remember, nobody likes Lumen. It seems like.
Why are you following? Why did you come to my house?
Why were you knocking on my door?
You being at
Oh, look, this is a great start to season 2. We know you all enjoyed it. Look at us. We're really enjoying it as well. So for Appleton Oak, Diamond Dave, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.